The hardest part is always beginning. That moment when the idea is fresh but the fear is louder. When your mind fills with doubts, with all the reasons to wait, to pause, to postpone. It's easy to get stuck in that place, between wanting to start and being afraid to fail. But nothing changes in hesitation. No dream becomes real by standing still. Starting is where the discomfort lives. It's where you're most unsure, most unprepared, most exposed. But it's also where transformation begins. The first step doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be real. That single move forward shifts the energy. It tells your fear you're not backing down. It proves that your desire to grow is stronger than your fear of stumbling. You don't need to see the whole path. You don't need to have all the answers. What you need is the courage to begin, to push through the resistance, to stop overthinking and take action. Starting is hard because it demands belief without evidence, effort without results, faith without guarantees. But that's where your strength is built. That's where momentum is born. Everything you admire, every success story, every breakthrough, it all started with someone deciding to begin, not when they were ready, but when they were brave enough. The beginning may be the hardest part, but it's also the most powerful. Because once you start, you're no longer stuck. You're in motion. And motion is how everything changes. The beginning forces you to confront your excuses. It reveals the habits that hold you back and the limits you've placed on yourself. But it also introduces you to a version of you that's been waiting, stronger, wiser, more capable than you imagined. You don't meet that version by staying comfortable. You meet them when you step into the unknown, when you stop wishing and start doing. Starting something new often feels like standing at the bottom of a mountain. You look up and wonder how you'll ever make it. But the truth is, you don't climb a mountain in one leap. You take it step by step, breath by breath. And with every small move forward, it gets easier. Not because the challenge disappears, but because you grow stronger and more confident with each step. There will always be reasons to delay. The timing won't feel perfect. The fear won't completely go away. But if you wait for clarity or certainty, you'll stay exactly where you are. The beginning demands risk, and that's what makes it meaningful. You earn progress by being uncomfortable first, by being a beginner, by letting go of the need to be great before you've even started. The beginning isn't meant to be easy, it's meant to be honest. It strips away your comfort and leaves you with a choice. Stay where it's safe or move toward what you truly want. Choose to move. Choose to begin. Because once you do, you'll look back and realize the hardest part wasn't starting after all. It was waiting. The longer you wait to begin, the heavier the weight becomes. Doubt grows in silence. Fear feeds on inaction. But the moment you take even the smallest step, you disrupt that cycle. You prove to yourself that action is stronger than anxiety. You create momentum, and with momentum, your confidence builds. Not from words, but from evidence that you can move forward, even when it's hard. The beginning teaches you discipline, not the kind that relies on motivation, but the kind that shows up even when you don't feel ready. It shows you that progress isn't made in huge leaps, but in consistent effort. It's built in quiet mornings, late nights, and moments when no one is watching. Starting gives you the chance to show up for yourself, and that is where real growth begins. Every beginning feels unfamiliar. That's part of the process. You're entering something new, something undefined. But that discomfort is proof that you're stretching beyond your limits. It's proof that you care enough to try. And eventually, what feels awkward now will become second nature. What seems impossible now will feel like your warm-up later. But none of that happens unless you take that first step. So begin. Begin messy. Begin afraid. Begin unsure. But begin. Because the beginning is where your life shifts. It's where new chapters are written, where your strength is revealed, and where your story truly starts. Don't wait for the right time. Create it. The hardest part is always beginning, but once you do, everything changes.